This movie felt much longer than it needed to be, and unfortunately, that hurt the experience.
There's a decent idea buried in here, but the pacing completely works against it. For a film that's supposed to be comedic, it forgets one crucial thing: timing. Let's get into, is this thing on? If you're new here, I'm Cody.
I'm Holly.
If you're not new, welcome back. We review new releases so you don't waste your time or money, and by the end of this video, you'll know whether this one's worth watching in theaters or not even worth streaming.
Stay till the end for our recommendation and comment section.
What's this movie about? Is This Thing On follows a middle-aged comedian who navigates a new stand-up comedy hobby as he reflects on his relationships, aging, and personal dissatisfaction. Release date. It technically released December 19th, 2025, but with an extremely low release. They do this so it can be selected for awards, which it actually was nominated for 5, but it only won 1 for Best Actress. All were very small film festival nominations. The wide release date was January 9th, 2026. Stars Will Arnett, Lego Batman, and Laura Dern. Runtime is 2 hours and 1 minute, which was about 30 minutes longer than it needed to be. Written, directed, and produced by Bradley Cooper. Story and pacing. The overall story was simple to follow, but there were times in the movie where there was unclear passages of time. It was annoying. As far as keeping our interest from beginning to end, I was trying so hard to stay interested, but it was a major struggle.
It was very boring.
I like Will and stand-up comedy, and Holly and I have personally seen several of the comics in the film, so I really wanted to give them my full attention, but it was difficult. The pacing was absolutely terrible. It was extremely slow, especially in the beginning and most of the middle. Nothing was there to keep you interested in the film. It took way too long for the film to get decent, and then it kept having issues throughout with unnecessary scenes that needed to be edited better or completely cut from the film. Laura Dern was one of the few actors who delivered a believable performance, which explains why she's the only one who won the award that this film actually got. I love Will, but this just wasn't his wheelhouse. He did well, but it just wasn't believable. There's a scene where he has to comfort his son, and it seemed forced. It was just poor acting. He's better than that. I think people who are rating this high are just easily impressed or too obsessed with Bradley Cooper. I don't think I'm being too critical. Being honest here. For stand-up performances, there's a scene where Will's character's dad has a talk with him outside the Comedy Cellar after his character has a bit of a breakdown. I thought the guy who played his dad, Kieran Hines, was really good. Themes and message. For the theme, the movie seems more interested in sitting with discomfort than saying anything meaningful.
There were some parts in the movie where you felt very uncomfortable in certain situations, so they did do that quite well. But the movie just dragged on, and it was just boring.
The movie was a drag.
I felt like they were trying too hard in certain areas, and it just wasn't needed.
It has a message, but it's more of a shrug than a statement. Emotional reactions. The emotions we experienced were laughter, and there was one scene of shock. Direction and writing. It appears to rely heavily on improvised or loosely outlined scenes based on extended conversations, meandering pauses, and scenes that don't clearly advance the plot or punchlines. I mean, it ended exactly as I expected to before even going in, but from beginning to end was, as I quote Holly, a snore fest. For standout scenes, there's a scene where the couple is opening up and telling each other what they don't like about one another. This was a good turnaround scene for Will's character. It tried way too hard to be artistic and just ended up missing the mark. And I guess that, I mean, sorry, but I guess that's Bradley Cooper's fault. Overall impact, one thing it did really well was stay consistent in mood from beginning to end. One thing it could have done better was better editing.
I mean, there's a scene where like they just zoom in on her plugging in her phone, and I'm just like, why?
Because it's art.
It's not needed. I mean, they should have, 1, not did it at all, or 2, cut that out.
Yeah.
Like, I understand you want some time in the movie, but it wasn't even needed. It was
average
so stupid.
Rom-com is 90 minutes, and this was literally over 2 hours long.
Oh, so dumb.
Movies I would compare it to would be The Bible on Tape. No, but seriously, if you like this film, you might also like 2009's Funny People with Adam Sandler. It's about a successful comedian who has a terminal illness, who hires an aspiring comic as his assistant and reconnects with his former love. Or 2013's Before Midnight with Ethan Hawke. It's the third installment in the Before trilogy. It's very dialogue heavy, much like Is This On? It's about a couple who are spending a day together in Greece.
I mean, that would have been great if they threw in a terminal illness or somebody was going to die, but there's nothing in this that gives you some sort of like, I know this sounds horrible, but like something's going to happen or something's gonna happen to somebody.
There was no peril, there was no emotional connection to anything. I
didn't feel connected to any character in
Literally
this.
every character could have died and you'd been like, so what do you want to do now? I mean,
was just, oh my gosh. It was just, you could tell that the director, producer, Bradley Cooper, was trying to go for some sort of award and it missed the mark. It was so boring.
Final thoughts. Favorite element, seeing a lot of the comics that we've seen in person and the jokes they were telling, some were pretty funny.
That was my favorite part, was the comedians in this. I really enjoyed seeing them on stage, telling their jokes. That was my favorite thing in the entire movie, to be honest with you. And I actually laughed at the comedians because that's what their job is. That's what they do for a living. Yeah. They were funny.
I like that they picked out not very well-known comedians. I mean, David Tell was on there, but they did have
I enjoyed them. Yeah. And I guess if you know about comedians, you would know about them.
And we do follow comedy.
Yeah, and I enjoyed seeing them.
Least favorite element, several scenes went on way longer than they needed to or didn't even need to be there at all. There's one scene where the friends are at a lake house or something, and they're just singing at breakfast, and it goes on way too freaking long. And then, like she said, we see Laura's character getting ready for bed, and you just see the entire process, even up to her plugging in her phone, and like she's like looking for the cable, and then she like gets the cable, she plugs it. Why the do we care? We don't care.
That will be bleeped.
It's not artistic. It's stupid.
That's gonna be beep.
I activated Siri somehow. It was completely unnecessary. Recommendation!
All right, so if you're new here, we will either say, see it in theater, rent it whenever it's available, or see it on one of your platforms, like streaming it whenever that comes available.
I don't have anger problems.
But on this one, we're either going to say, stream it or don't stream it at all, to be honest with you. We were kind of debating between those on skipping it or streaming it. It does have that cute little love story on the end, but mainly it's just...
We're going to say, because there are the comics and they are getting the exposure with the film, we are going to say stream it so that they can have it. I mean,
that's the only reason, guys.
Because Bradley Cooper's involved is why it went to theaters, but it should have gone straight to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so I'll say stream it only because of the comedians. They were the only good parts in it, to be honest with you. So I'll say stream it only because of them, guys. Only because of them. All right, so now we're down to our comment section. Would you like to ask that question?
Yep. So who is your favorite stand-up comic? Holly?
Mine is Jeff Arcuri. He is just now becoming a little well-known. He is very funny.
He's so funny.
He's one of those guys that kind of like asks questions and picks you throughout.
Her biggest fear. Yeah,
he scares me, but I really do want to see him, and his laugh gets me every time. He laughs at his own... Yeah, he laughs at his own jokes, but he's hilarious. If you don't know him, look him up on YouTube, guys. He's wonderful. What about you?
She didn't want any of that to happen, and every time we go somewhere, because of my beard, they always call me out. I ended up on stage with Steve Byrne.
Yeah. What about you?
I have so many, and we've seen so many. I love all the greats and all the super hilarious ones that don't even consider them to be great, like Mark Norman. But right now, I'm really into Ben Bankus. He's from Canada. I love that guy. He's so funny. I'd love to see him.
He's one we also watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
Look him up also.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on our awesome couch here. And don't forget, you matter to us.
If you want more reviews like this, we post multiple times a week here on this channel.
Thanks, guys. Bye.